Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today we are doing a very quick video on how to snow foam your car. Okay, number one, what is snow foam? Okay, so snow foam is a concentrated liquid product you apply to your car before you wash that car with a shampoo and a mitt, before you go and make contact with that car. So it's often referred to as a pre-wash. Okay, it's nothing complicated, it's just a liquid you put on your car prior to you making contact and washing it with shampoo. Okay, what are they made of? So that is a more complicated chemical question to answer. And the truth is, there are a lot of different snow foam products for a lot of different companies out there, and they vary. So to tell you exactly what ingredients are in there, I wouldn't know where to start. But they contain cleaning agents that break down dirt. That's one of the most important things. And they contain a foaming agent typically that will make a white foam, which helps keep that product on the car for longer to dissolve down the dirt. Okay, you have a whole different range of them. You have ones that are stronger and caustic and sort of deep cleaning ones. You have alkaline ones. You have pH neutral, which a lot of them like to advertise and be. So the pH neutral ones are more safe on any existing coatings or wax that you've got on there. You also have new ranges of snow foams now that contain fallout removers, and some of them tar removers in small concentrations to help maintain the problem of contamination on your clear coat. So that's what snow foams are. Okay, the second question, why do we snow foam? Okay, so most people that will come here looking for this video know the answer to that. The more dirt you can get off your car in a contactless way, the better. Okay, contact with dirt is quite aggressive. When you touch dirt and you move it, it's an aggressive mechanism. When you put a liquid on top of dirt and that dirt is able to dissolve in that liquid and gently roll off the car, that's better than cleaning it with contact. Okay, there are limitations though, and we will go into that. So that's why you do it. The aim of snow foam is to get as much dirt off of your car in a very mild way before you go in and make contact with your wash mitt and shampoo. Okay, when do we snow foam? We snow foam whenever we do a maintenance wash on our car and we have the means to snow foam. In other words, if you're going in and you're going to clean your car and you're going to get your shampoo out and your buckets out and do that, before you do that, you snow foam. Okay, next question, how do we snow foam? Okay, so first of all, you have to pick a snow foam, and that is a video that could go on for a long time on the best snow foam. And as always with the best, there's a lot of factors which make, you need a criteria. So that would be a separate video on what's the best. So I'm just using a quite standard snow foam here that's from cleanyourcar.com, a pH neutral one, sort of mid-range one, quite good value. As an example, I've got quite a fair few snow foams, believe it or not. In terms of how you use it, you follow the manufacturer's instructions. Really important, sounds basic, but they all have different dilution rates. Okay, so follow the manufacturer's guidance on that, because they'll know more about this product than you, because they formulated it or know the person that does. So follow their guidelines. There is a standard method of working that a lot of detailers use, where they use kind of 1 part concentrate, snow foam concentrate, to 10 part liquid. I don't follow that, I'll follow what they say. If they don't tell me anything, I might do that. Okay, so you mix this product in its concentrated form with liquid into a bottle, and you spray it out through a foam on the end of a pressure washer. Okay, that's the best way to snow foam. You can also snow foam in these pump sprays if you don't have a pressure washer. So if you're really new to detailing or whatever and you don't have much equipment, here's a good tip for you. On Amazon, In the UK, Spear and Jackson are selling these pump sprays. You can sometimes get them on deals for about 5 or 6 quid all in, but normally about 10 are delivered. So that's a great cheap pump spray, and it works. It's reliable and solid. So you can deliver them through those. But most of the time you'll use them through a snow foam lance, okay? Now there's 2 main types of snow foam lance on the market. There's the Chinese ones, that's what everyone knows because they're made by a couple of companies, or one company in China, and sold to loads of people, and their wholesale cost I think is less than a £5. So you pay about 20 quid for those, you know, somewhere between 20 and 30 quid. And then there's what's called a PA snow foam lance, which is made in Italy. So there's only those 2 types basically. Apart, Karcher do some pretty awful ones as well, but you don't want those. So PA or Chinese, my recommendation is you go for a PA slow foam lance. They're all the same. They're made in Italy. Unfortunately, they cost about £40. They're more robust. They last longer. You hear people complaining less of issues with them, okay? And they're very solid. You can adjust the rake on it, and you can adjust the mixture, the quantity of liquid going that way, and again mixing with the water that's coming through your pressure washer, okay? So look for a PA lance. Polished Bliss sell them for about 40 quid. This one's from Auto Bright Direct. Loads of people sell them. Get it as cheap as you can. They're all the same product. Okay. So we're still on the subject of how we snow foam. So basically, we mix this product up to the recommended dilution rate, we spray it on our car, we let that product dwell, which is the catchword in snow foam. You dwell, in other words, sit there and do its thing, and then we rinse it off. And we'll talk about how we'll talk about that a little bit later, but that's essential how you use them, you know. Okay, and we talk about what lance you need to get. Some other equipment. So these lances clip onto your pressure washer attachment. So this is a Karcher. So it has when I bought mine, I specified that it must be for a Karcher. If you've got a Nilisk or a Kranzel, you specify the fitment attachment and they'll give you the right part. Very important when you buy it, okay? So make sure you get the right fitment for it. What other equipment do you need? So I've already mentioned the pump sprayer. It's always good to have just a cheap plastic measuring jug when you're detailing. This is a 1 litre measuring jug, so you can mix things up and pour with them, okay? And you can pick these up in Sainsbury's or eBay for 50p, something like that. It costs next to nothing. Go and buy one of those. It's so important if you're detailing. Also, a measuring syringe. Get one of these on eBay. They're about 2 quid. So this is a 100ml one. It will let you measure reasonably accurately. You can also get 10ml ones if you want to be able to measure small quantities and put accurately. Very cheap, 2 quid. Get one with a plastic nozzle so you can get it into the things, pull the liquids out, etc. out of the bottom. Also get a funnel for pouring liquid if you ever need them. They're literally 20p on eBay. You get a set of them, So all this equipment costs nothing, but make sure you got it. And your snow foams, and we'll do a video on best snow foams later on, okay? So that is our equipment that we need. So we've talked about different types of snow foam: pH neutral, more stronger acidic ones or alkaline ones, fallout remover ones now, and tar and glue remover ones that are hitting the market. They're going to be the next big thing, I think. So what do we talk about next? So I want to show you, the first thing is how effective are these products. Okay, so the trap people fall into, this is going down the road of sounding a little bit arrogant, but it's not. And it's a trap that anyone starting out goes into, and I went into. When you start snow foaming your car, there's a tendency to think that you've made it. You're now a detailer because you're snow foaming. Now, what you don't know when you snow foam is exactly how effective that snow foaming is. And the danger is when you start doing it, you overrate the effectiveness of snow foaming and actually what it does in terms of how much it removes. And the reality is, snow foaming, the amount of dust and dirt, traffic film, etc. that's sitting on your car that it can remove on its own is tiny, okay? And I've used all of the different snow foams, and I've used them with ridiculous concentrations. I've tested all of this. By now I think you're kind of probably knowing what sort of a nutter I am, that I really like to know what's going on with the products I use. Okay, and I've tested all this, and one thing I can tell you, and I tried to do some photography stuff to show it to you, the amount these products take off, measuring the amount of dust and dirt that these products, not this one specifically, any snow foam, takes off over and above what takes off with just rinsing your car with water. Trying to measure the difference is very difficult, okay? That's the first thing. So this does take off more, and it does allow the liquid to stay there more, dwell. It does do that, that's obvious, okay? But the amount that it actually takes off when all that liquid is gone and it's all dry and you're back to looking at it, it's really hard to tell the difference. Neither of them take off much, okay? Now here's the third key thing you need to understand with all this. These things, these pressure washers, when you go over your car blasting them with water, take off a hell of a lot more dust than even the most strongest, violent snow foam you could ever lay your hands on, okay? A pressure washer with a good, not one of those Mickey Mouse one that dribbles out water. A decent pressure washer that's got a little bit of a kick to it will strip more dust off your car and dirt than any snow foam. Again, that's quite a strong statement, so if anyone disagrees, again, I'd like to hear your opinion on that. I've used quite a few and I've tested this, and that statement to me is as clear as daylight, okay? And that's one thing I really want people watching this and that have maybe not snow foam before to understand. So there are some implications to these statements. They're quite big, bold statements. Some people might be thinking, what's the point of snow foaming if this takes off more? Well, the savvy people could say, well, it's creating this soft way of doing it by encapsulating the dirt and putting this foam there. And I suppose that is true. You know, there's a danger of snow foam being one of the kind of placebo areas of detailing for me. Snow foaming is responsible for introducing more people and pulling more people into the world of detailing, getting them addicted to detailing than anything else. Those shots of people covering their car in white foam, etc., and posting them up online, you know, people are really happy when they first go and fuck snow foam. That's what I mean. But the reality is, when you've been doing it a while, these products don't do too much, okay? Well, they do a little bit. So if they didn't do anything, I wouldn't be using them. But you need to understand there is limits to what they do. Okay, some of the key things about snow foam that you need to understand, okay? So I've said the first thing, that pressure washing, the pressure washer itself removes more dirt on its own than soaking your car in snow foam, and you know, and I could probably test that, you know, and show you. Second thing is you need your snow foam lance. We've talked about the best one. Third thing is the concentration, how thick you should put this snow foam down. A lot of people over mix them, okay, because they love taking pictures of having their car all pure white with this thick snow drift on there, okay? Some people say, oh, they're wasting product. Oh, okay, yeah, you are wasting product, but let them have their fun. What you're doing really that's more serious about than wasting product is you're not really allowing the product to work properly and do its thing. You want the product to make the car wet, whatever cleaning agents are in the product act on that dirt, and then you want that to slowly run off the car in the most gentle way possible, right? Which is better than you plonking something down and rubbing that dirt and pulling that dirt into a mitt, okay? If you put a big thick foam on there, like, you know, you've got inches of thick foam, it's over concentrated, it doesn't run off the car as well, okay? And you are wasting product, I suppose, but it's not the end of the world, okay? It's just a poor technique. So I say, always try and make this stuff like runny snot. That's the best compromise. So that's one thing to watch out for. Second key thing, watch out for sunlight and heat in your panels. Do not, this has got a soapy type product. If it dries on your panel, you're going to get soap stains, and they are nasty. Okay, so always use this on cool cars. Get it off your car before it starts to dry, okay, or you will get soap spots. That's the most common thing that goes wrong. So don't be the guy that does that. Right. What I say is, if you're a real aficionado and you've got a car that you've polished to perfection and you're using this snow foaming technique because you're obsessed about minimising scratch reduction, don't pressure wash off the snow foam, rinse it off, okay? And you'll probably be figuring out why. Because if you press any dirt, and if your snow foam kind of thins down and it's gone slightly brown or what have you, there's still dirt sitting in those liquids. And these are quite aggressive, these things. So you point it at the car, you blast water at the car, you're going to be firing dirt over your car. So why not just rinse it off softly, okay? Now, I do that, so I wouldn't do it if I didn't think if it made a difference. Some people will disagree and say it doesn't matter. 99% of people will pressure wash dirty snow foam off their car. I do on some cars, don't get me wrong, because it's getting to OCD ridiculous levels, but on real high-end ones, or ones that I've really sort of spent a lot of time correcting, I'll rinse it off carefully because it's better. I'll do the pressure washing after the shampoo, okay? And that's just my thing. It's not an approved method, that's just my thing. We've already said do not let that dry. That's one of the most serious things. Your technique for how you lay that out, you know, you can use, this is probably one of the least important things, but start from the top, work your way down, and make sure you get loads of product in those wheels and wheel arches, okay? Try and be efficient with how you use this, okay, rather than changing directions and all that sort of stuff. It is the least important thing. Just make sure you've got it covered all over the car, okay? Oh, another really important thing, have one of these hogshair brushes when you're doing snow foam. It's a good way of, they call agitating, great little details word, so prodding the bits that are shielded, you know, the kind of window shuts where those rubber things get all dirty, your badges, any little panel gaps where the dirt sits. This is a really good tool. So this is just a cheap hogshair brush. I'm going to start looking at getting some better quality ones of these, because these are a bit nasty, but they're all the same and they cost about £1. So when you're doing your snow foaming, use it as a chance to work that foam into the areas that you can't really hit with mitts and all that sort of stuff. Use these when you're also shampooing as well in your back pocket, very important. Okay. Yeah, make sure you get your mix concentration right, okay? My thing is that I'd rather it be stronger than weaker, but just be careful with that soap staining when it is stronger. Yeah, and make sure when you're leaving it to dwell, you want it to leave as long as it's doing stuff. So when it starts running off the car and drying out, you need to get it off there quite quickly, okay? But on the flip side, I've seen lots of people cover their car in foam, count to 10 and then blast it off. Jesus, you're doing, but it's pointless, okay? That's you understand where I'm going with this. One other thing you need to understand, you know, that this is designed to reduce some of that film that you get on the side of your car, the thing that if you rub, you know, you'll see the line, okay, that film. Okay, it will not take it all off. Do not use this as a shampoo, okay? They're not very strong. They don't work very well as shampoos. They will always, even the best ones, will leave a bit of filming behind. They're just going to take a little bit of the dirt off. Okay, so it's a lot of time to spend just to get some small results, but this is now an established routine in the detailer's arsenal. And I'm probably going to do some other videos on that, showing you some alternative methods, some really genuinely quicker ways of cleaning your car safely, but a hell of a lot quicker without doing pre-washes and all that, but that's for another time. So we covered what is the snow foam, why do we snow foam, when do we snow foam, how do we snow foam. We've got loads of video footage, me showing you it. We've covered all the kit that you need to do. We're going to do another best of to show you what the best snow foam product is. I wanted to keep this short and sweet. That is how you snow foam your car, guys. The rest, I want you to, because the most important thing for any of us doing this, me included, is when we work on these, is really be analytical of your products. Form your own opinion on how good this is at removing road film. Okay, and I'm really interested on this one, on your thoughts on how effective, because I know some people that have been detailing a long while that think this is all a big load of old, you know the word I was going to use then, a load of old rubbish. And then there's other people that say it's essential. I'm somewhere in the middle. I know, because I've looked at how much dirt this gets off your car, and it takes some off, and it does take that dirt off in a gentle way. So for that reason I have this in my arsenal, but I also know it doesn't take much off. The difference between it and rinsing with water is very minimal. The pre-wash things, you know, traffic film removers, the dedicated ones, they're a bit stronger than snow foams, and I'm not going to do a video on those this time around, but I'll do another video on those. They've got their own strengths and weaknesses. So the biggest weakness of the snow foams, of the amount of dirt they actually get off, their strength is the fact that they do it in a very gentle way. So thank you very much for watching this video. Loads more to come. This was just a quick one. Cheers.